back here hanging out at Cooper Creek Square, your one-stop shop in town. You got 20 restaurants and shops here. Definitely pop by, a lot going on. One place you won't find at Cooper Creek Square, though, is Volarios, and it's just down the street at the Vasquez Creek Inn, right on the little creek that goes under the highway there. It's a little bridge, and hanging out with Evan and Andrew. And so you guys moved here, what, 4 years ago? You moved here 4 years ago.
Yeah, I moved here about 4 years ago. I had a friend who knew the owners of the ranch at Devil's Thumb, and they were interested in developing, you know, a sustainable kind of ranch to table, farm to table.
And it sounds like this was
program.
in your roots. You've already...
Yeah, I've been in California for years doing that. Part of that whole thing from the very beginning. And so for me, when I came out and met him and I saw the ranch, I fell in love with it. And I saw the potential of all these things that I could help them with all the, you know, experience that I had in the California farm to table movement. So
that's great. And so you knew Andrew from back. Was he hitchhiking on his way out of town and you picked him up, or how did that happen that he ended up here as well?
Actually, his older brother drug him in one day because his older brother used to work for me, and he drug him in one day and said, "Hey, we got somebody that can run the food out to the table." And I said,
"He's competent, right?
Let's hire the guy." Yeah. And then here we are, like 7, 8 years later.
In the business ever since, yeah.
Awesome.
He's the head chef of the restaurant over at Volarios.
So what year did you get here?
2011. Just
a little
less
6
than a
months
year
after.
Oh, so you brought him right out? Okay,
yeah,
and so
much.
Had you skied a lot?
I skied on and off growing up, but now living here in the resort, I ski all the time.
You're into it, huh?
I'm into it.
It's addicting, man. It's what kept me here. So what if we're at the resort today? It's going to be gorgeous out. What run you aiming for?
I'm in for the top, the Parson Bowl. Oh yeah, I go for the big stuff.
You like getting up top? Scenery's incredible.
I'm pushing my ability. I'm trying to get better, so we'll see.
Nice. Well, you might see a carnage out there. See your ski over there and you there, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So
please don't say that. I need him to work.
Yeah, no, I try to not get hurt.
As long as they pop off, you're okay, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Well, Volarios, right in town, new restaurant. Let's hit. What's a great menu item there?
One of my favorite entrees is my porchetta.
Porchetta.
It's a pork belly. It's rolled up and stuffed and roasted, cut into a big slab of meat. One of my best.
That's what you'd recommend. If I came in and said, "I'm hungry, man."
You're hungry. You want something rich and filling. That's my go-to for that.
Awesome. And then you guys do pizzas, other stuff too.
We do scratch-made pizzas.
Fresh ingredients, everything.
Fresh ingredients.
I mean, obviously, it sounds
everything
like you
as
guys
fresh
are.
as I can. Yeah. A lot of slow food. I like to preserve the best ingredients of the summertime, pickle things all summer long, and then use them all winter. This is what you got to do in the mountains here. So
yep.
We use fresh pickled from the summer.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us. Once again, we got Evan, executive chef, Andrew, sous chef at Volarios here. Check out Devil's Thumb. It's unbelievably gorgeous out there. It's a great place for a lot of different activities. And then Volarios downtown at the Vasquez Creek Inn. Thanks so much for being with us, guys.
Our pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With that, we'll take a break and be back in a moment.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Sarah with Good Morning Winter Park. Today I'm at Winter Park Resort, and I'm going to jump on one of the Snowcat tours. So we're at the top of Winter Park Mountain, and I'm here with Gary. He's our tour guide. Gary, you gave us a lot of information on the way up. You obviously have been doing this a long time. How long have you been doing it?
15th year.
Okay.
This is probably the best job I've ever had.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part about this job?
Well, there's a lot of favorite parts. Just driving this big machine.
Right.
And then I get to entertain people. It's like having a little classroom of people kind of all together, and I just try to entertain them, tell them the history about Winter Park, and history of the valley a little bit as we go down.
Right. Like I said, you gave us a lot of information. Is this stuff that you've picked up on your own, or is it a little bit of like a script, or a little bit of both?
No, I think that's a good thing about the tour center and our Snowcat tour guide job and the snowshoe job. We're allowed to do what we want to.
Okay.
Talk about what we want to. But I am, like I said at the beginning, a historian, so I've read all the books about this area. A lot of my information comes from employees that have been around a long time.
Okay.
Our CEO, Gary DeFrange, used to ride with me in the beginning, and some of the stories like the Alice in Wonderland Valley came from him.
Okay.
But unfortunately with his job and with IntraWest being the manager of the resort now, he doesn't have time.
Right.
He hates that. He says, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, I'd want to be doing what you're doing, Gary.
Right. Yeah, it's a pretty relaxing job. I mean, but you did mention that some people have actually slid into the cat while you were driving down. I mean, I could see how that could happen. I mean, there's a lot of different levels of skiers on the mountain. So, I mean, even on our way up, I saw people kind of,
But you probably already noticed as we come up, we're coming up wider green trails.
Yep.
And so slower people. Now going down, we're going to go down a blue, but it's wide. It's a wider trail.
Okay.
But it is more tenseful when we're busy at the resort. We're busier with tours. And Sunday, a couple days ago, it was pretty tenseful. The three tours that I did that day.
Okay. Well, great. Well, thanks for letting me ride along. We're gonna
You're welcome.
head. We're gonna head back down the mountain. That takes about round trip. The trip is
It's
what?
2 hours, so
Okay.
about 30 minutes after our lunch break here
Okay.
down the mountain.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you at the bottom.
You're welcome.
Thanks. We made it to the bottom after about a 2-hour round trip tour of the mountain on the Winter Park Snowcat Tours. This is a great family activity, or if you don't ski, this is also a good option. Thanks again for watching Grand County's Only Morning Show. I'm Sarah, and I'll see you out and about.